Mahdi Nasiri now promotes himself on YouTube as a vocal critic of Iran's regime. But he's well known for his past as a regime official himself. And CBC News has learned he's been in Canada for months, even posting about coming here publicly.
He is openly defying our laws.
Lawyer and activist Kaveh Shahruz says he's faced threats tied to the regime before.
It's infuriating to see people with links to the regime, or at least past links to the regime, openly talk about the fact that they can come to this country. I think what it does is it mocks our government's efforts to keep out Iranian regime officials.
For years, pressure mounted on Justin Trudeau's government to crack down. Canada's spy agency confirmed death threats against people in Canada are real.
Canada will use all tools at our disposal.
Ottawa banned all senior Iranian officials from the country who served from 2003 onward, but is now facing calls to investigate why Nasiri was let in and if he should be kicked out.
What is wrong with our immigration system that allowed this person to come to Canada with a valid visa legally initially?
Nasiri was the managing director of a newspaper in the 90s funded by Iran's supreme leader, and later a cultural deputy and on a policy-making council for Iran's imams.
Mahdi Nasiri was in fact one of the most important hardliners in Iran during the early 2000s.
Nasiri told CBC News in a statement, "My role at Cayenne newspaper was journalistic, and my position within the Organization of Friday Imams was religious and devotional." He says his son's a Canadian citizen, and he was granted a visa in 2023 to visit him.
The women and men who work for the CBSA are given very, very little time to do any in-depth screening.
In response to public concerns Nasiri is in Canada, he told CBC News he no longer supports the regime and has been a critic for the past 6 years. Canadian officials won't comment on his case, but say broadly that visa applications are carefully assessed and it can take action, including kicking people out.
Now, Ashley, since the government started cracking down on regime members here, how many have actually been deported?
Well, Erica, Canada Border Services says since 2022, it's canceled 130 visas tied to suspected senior regime officials and identified 20 people it believes are inadmissible. But it's up to the Immigration and Refugee Board to make the final decision. And so far, it's handed out 3 deportation letters since 2022 and removed 1 person from the country.
Thanks for this, Ashley Burke in Ottawa.